Yeah, we didn't actually shit on the Denzel album. I want to backtrack and shit on that album. Denzel Curry stopped making Soulquarians albums. No one wants that.
Yeah. Or just like stop. Like, what is with the I have to prove myself as a high artist like Denzel? What are we doing? What happened to ULT? Like, what?
I mean, artists shouldn't do what I want them to do just because I want them to do it. But that album just felt really, I don't know, unsatisfying.
Yeah.
And
I wanted to feel what other people were feeling, and I couldn't feel it.
But I feel like those other people aren't listening. I feel like, again, like, it felt like To Rent a Butterfly.
That's the fucking intro right there.
How do I do the intro 45 minutes?
No, we'll just. That's amazing. I've already got it done.
Living off borrowed time, the clock ticks faster. Living off borrowed time, the clock ticks faster. Living off borrowed time, the clock ticks faster. Living off borrowed time, the clock tick 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 faster. Living off borrowed time, the clock tick
Doing so well, I'm sure they
No. I found it. I just wanted to make sure. No, I was gonna say that one of my favorite comments we ever got was a listener who was talking about like.
Is this a mock thing? Is this a mock thing?
No. Well, that would be one of my least favorite comments. No, one of my favorite comments we ever got was someone in our year end talking about like, I love the pod because you get fans of like Ka and like Whole Lotta Red or whatever, something like that. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of like that's part of what we do. Like, you know, that's part of
what we do. I think
that's part of what we do.
If you were listening to the pod chronologically, the first or second episode you get is like what, Charli back to back with Rick Ross. That's pretty weird.
It's correct. That is exactly that episode. And then we do
be a pretty weird one too. Like, I guess just to step right the fuck into it. About like what, I don't know, like, well,
I think that's the part. But part of these episodes, the one that we're about to do, is one that kind of encapsulates a good like totality of, you know, at least most of what we cover.
Whole sort of umbrella of stuff. I would feel like a whole. I mean, that's the idea of RYM, and I'm gonna. If I remember to, I'm going to complain about at least one RYM thing here. One of the worst comments I've heard. And I'm not going to do a thing. I hope to not do a thing like we've done before about RYM comments. Because the comment box needs to go.
You know, it's funny you say that because for
yes and no. Maybe I just need to not read the comment box. I mean,
that
some
might
would say
be
just comment box.
Because like years ago, like 4 years ago, I would have been like, it doesn't need to go. Like, in a lot of releases, like
4 years ago, there were several comment boxes about mostly female artists deleted because.
Well, you know, no. My point was, yeah,
like have discussions about female artists.
No, you're right, but I just meant like, you know, I was 4 years ago, I wasn't really. It would have had to been 5 at this point when I was still like kind of a part of the general like community. it was just, with boards and everything, it's like, oh no, they shouldn't go. Like, I understand, we all want to talk about it, but now I'm just like, I don't give a shit. Like, who fucking cares? Like, like whatever, man. Like, I go into a comment box and I read like at least one shitty or dumb comment per every 3. That's like I'm sorry, that's not the right ratio.
Well, also, and let's just rip this fucking Band-Aid off right out the gate. They mostly just bring Fantano into the fucking discussion.
100%.
Like,
well, especially if it's like anything popular.
Fantano said X or Y. Right. It just makes it about fucking him. Like, and who fucking cares? You want to talk about Fantano? Fine. Go do it on his videos.
Right. How did we, and I'm using both of us included in this, how did we as a internet music culture make...
Why am I about him on this fucking video? I shouldn't be.
Right. No, but my point is like we just, because we use RYM among other things, it wasn't just us, but that was a big part of the base.
We're part of the problem.
How did we all make one of the most uninteresting music critics alive the most popular music critic alive? How did we do this? And where can we have to go back? I'm like a time machine. Like, we have to go back. I mean, like one of those like sci-fi movies, like where they fuck up something in the space-time continuum.
We have to correct our problem.
Right.
We have to go back and like fix 9/11 somehow.
Right.
We're like, oh, that Cal Suggested video was funny. Was it? Was it worth this?
Fucking like 8 years ago. We have to go back. We have to like. There was a moment where it was like
those likes real quick. Like
we've gotten so far removed from this now, and he's a lot bigger than he used to be now. So like people just don't know that he used to have a really dumb meme channel where he did
platform The Amazing Atheist.
He was basically just like walking the center right line, and it's just like, now of course his public beliefs have changed. And I don't want to be super cynical. There was maybe at least a little bit of a change, but there was some really cringy stuff on that channel and some not okay things. Like, didn't he have a fucking?
It's just
he platformed some people that were not it.
He makes it's not so much. Back then, it was that he was part of a really bad sort of type of discussion. Now it's that, because it's not about what he says so much as the content of what he says. As it's like, I was listening to a podcast that was it was about Christian homeschooling, and it was like, it's not about what pastors say, it's that they just have zingers. And it's not about what Anthony Fantano says in his reviews. It's just about the number he gets.
Yeah.
That's it. It's just the meme economy. And he's like the Ben Shapiro of music criticism, essentially.
and not for nothing, but in recent months, he's had just multiple, embarrassing, if you're a music critic at that level, embarrassing. How do you not know?
I didn't mean to cut you off, but this goes back years. He won't engage with anything that's difficult because, I hate to rehash something we covered in a previous episode. He wouldn't display the art for the Arm & Hammer album Haram because of his personal views. Bullshit. It was because he didn't want to get demonetized. Shout out to Trav.
Yeah,
and he will talk about Arm & Hammer because they get clicks. He won't talk about any Elucid solo albums. We will, by the way, because they're one of the best of the year is I Told Bessie. So we're going to talk about that. He won't. Not that I was going to say not that we're any better than him, but we are. It doesn't fucking matter. But anyway,
right.
But what
but what you just said
about it, he won't engage with any Elucid solo shit because he would have no one cares about it. I don't want to say no one cares about it, but they don't in the way that he'll talk about shit that he doesn't care about to get clicks. He will listen, quote unquote, listen to shit the same way Legends Will Never Die will listen to shit to get fucking clicks, to get fucking eyes on his review, quote unquote review, whatever. Shout out to Legends, though. We love you. Keep pushing that Soylent. And Fantano's just as bad. Fantano's worse. I think Legends.
There is a because he has been in the game for 12 years now and has all these thousands of reviews. and just his status now of his fucking millions of followers, which is true. There is not only an air of superiority amongst him, there is an air of superiority amongst the core fan base because
there's an air of authority. Like there's an air of like when he says,
right? You know,
like the Chris. Like he really is Chrisscow now. First of all, fuck Chrisscow.
But also, second of all, regarding what you said about 2 minutes ago with the like, you had the elucid point, which is a good valid point, and then you said, but we are better, but also doesn't fucking matter, and that's the point. Is it doesn't fucking matter.
It's not a goddamn competition. We're just talking about music.
Right.
We want people to
exactly.
We're not trying to be better. We will never monetize this show, by the way. Like It doesn't fucking matter. And this is not.
And for the record, even if hypothetically we did, it wouldn't even be like a. How do I say it? It wouldn't be. This is by the way,
launch for us monetizing the show and starting the Patreon. This was really just like a 20.
No. The Patreon, that ship sailed a while ago. We had it. If we were ever gonna do it, it was a while ago. Now I don't know.
You want that Patrique Cambria episode?
This is the first episode in like a month and a half. This is the fucking first episode in a month and a half, and this is how we're.
And we started it by complaining about the fucking Fantano.
But that's the point, though. Is music criticism is such in a dog shit place that like I would rather listen to any person that I give a crap about on RYM or any other platform, Discord, what have you, talk about why they like something, then listen to that. Especially when you're going to not know notable things in genres of music you've been covering for 10 years.
Right,
how do you not know fucking the most famous
has stuff he cares about and doesn't. So don't cover the stuff you don't care about just because
you don't see me
die more lit. Like what the fuck was that, dude?
In this fucking Midyear list, you're not going to hear me talk about a noise rock album. Nothing against noise rock. It's just not. I would be talking on my ass. And that's the problem, is that is exactly what it breeds when you have to cover everything and seem like an objective, like authority and everything. How do you not know the most famous Pimp C verse of all time, you fraud? Like, how do you not know that? That's like one of the most famous, most influential rappers to ever come from the South. You cover Southern rap music now, and music that's influenced by it now.
That would be thinking like Lil White is a girl. Like, what the fuck is your problem?
In fairness, this is worse. The Fantano thing was worse, but that's funny. But no, exactly. But that's like a.
There's a level of self-awareness you wouldn't have, by the way. So fuck off. But
no, exactly. He wouldn't. Right. You're right.
He would never even cover anything Lil White was on because that's not something that would get clicked on. So
no.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. The whole thing is a.
Welcome to Living Off Borrowed Time, an Anthony Fantano reaction podcast.
But this is it. I think overall, how we talk about music today, it always comes up in my mind when we do these mid-year and end of year lists, because this is the best part, I think, of doing some of this, is being like, hey, I really like this. Here's why.
Because it just makes me both makes me come back to stuff I've enjoyed, and like I solicit from other people whose opinions I respect, stuff they've enjoyed. I didn't get to some stuff though. I didn't get to the doo-wop Kane, but like that's the thing. It's like it makes me look for scenes that I haven't really looked that hard into. But I wouldn't have listened to the Bladee album if I didn't have to do the episode. And I love that fucking album, Crest. Like I'm gonna talk about that. Well, I wish I could talk about it more. I listened to it once, unfortunately, because life. Part of the thing about this episode is that it's like life kicked my ass. I didn't have a chance to listen to stuff like I would have. But yeah, like that's the thing about like this is going to be 99% positive, I think.
Yeah.
Like,
as it always is, and the 1% is what we usually dip into. So, in the words of Trav for the last 5 years, that burned into my brain. Let's talk about the trash. Let's talk about the trash.
I mean, and
Travis soundbite.
Buy some crypto. Would you like to buy an NFT? Because the worst thing is, of course, involved with an NFT and crypto. It was the goddamn Snoop Eminem NFT shit. That was the worst thing I heard all year.
This is this song and every other like NFT crypto related content this year is so hilarious when you juxtapose it with the downfall of cryptocurrency NFTs.
Like y'all are just like the most like boomer brain, like just stepping in at the absolute last second, and the last second was a second too late apparently.
This is like in 2008 if someone's like, "Hey,
let me sell you a man.
How would you like to buy a new house?"
I've said in my review I did not get to the Snoop portion of the song. I don't think it matters. Eminem, fucking retire, bitch. Stop rapping. It's worse every time. It's laughable.
I heard 30 seconds and I was like, I'm good. Like, I know what it is. Also, you just have to look at the cover art and you know what it is.
Yeah. I mean, the only good thing about the cover art is that the Bored Ape assholes probably didn't get paid off of it, but they're getting paid off plenty of other shit, so who cares?
Pretty much.
They were at least, but they're fine. That's the thing about scams is you make enough money in a shorter period of time and you dip. So they're fine for the rest of their lives. There's not.
Yeah, no, and that's the sad part, you know. Unfortunately, is that, you know, songs like this, all it is just shilling for people that
And
don't.
like that's the thing. That's Snoop's game though. When I listen to podcasts, I get Martha Stewart podcast and wine ads followed by Snoop Corona ads. Like,
Yeah.
I guess we have to touch on the Logic album real quick. I really like the instrumentals on this, and if you like what Logic does, it's very good at what Logic does. It's not the worst thing I heard all year.
That might be the nicest thing we've said about Logic on the show. Now, I want you to know that I have not heard this album.
Don't.
But,
It's not good. It's certainly not good by any. But like, if you like what Logic does, it's the peak of what Logic does.
Right.
I'm trying to think of objectively bad things I've heard this year.
Let's see.
I mean, it's been super exhausting. I'm not trying to humble shame myself. Like, I feel like people do that all the time. They do, especially do that in the food service industry, where it's just like, let me sit there and for 20 minutes tell you how bad my life is to get off on it. But I don't really have time. Like, the thing is, I just don't have time to listen to stuff that's gonna. Get.
Nobody wants to listen to like Tom McDonald things in their free time. Like, you know, people. Like, we have jobs. You know?
That's the thing about RYM attracting teenagers. No disrespect to you teenagers. Shout out to Charles. Shout out to all the good teenagers in RYM. But shout out to Tristan. Shout out to all the good teenagers in RYM. But that was mean. Shout out to Ryan. Shout out to all the good teenagers in RYM. Oh my God, this episode's stupid.
What a start.
Yeah. Edit that out in post, Wyatt. But I don't have time to listen, like, actively. But there's a legitimate point there. Like, when you don't have anything to do but, like, in spare time to legitimate, like, seek out things to just criticize them on the internet. But if you actually only have spare time to listen to things you like, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's, in terms of worst of the year.
So there were things, I guess.
Maybe not like worst, but do we have to talk about Donda 2 as like a?
Yes, I mean, I wanted to talk about Donda 2 as like a transition to the Pusha album and other stuff. Donda 2, yeah, I guess. Hope he finishes it, because I really like. There are good ideas there. Like, it's not a bad set of those.
I would say that there's never a Kanye project where there isn't at least some good ideas. You know, we know that.
Gods is a great song. City of Gods is a great song.
It's basically like do a Empire State of Mind Part 2, but also be successful.
Like smeared with Off the Grid.
Yeah, for sure. Unfortunately, it's definitely just like not finished, and
it's not finished. And he'll like, but I mean, I think I like the X songs better than you did. Like he's released one of them, True Love. I thought True Love was good, but he's not rapping anymore.
I thought one of them was
all the Kanye rap verses this year have been really unsatisfying to me.
Yeah. Like,
go to a therapist. Don't just like talk about your personal life and really badly. I mean, or get a better, or go. Like, I think all of his ghostwriters won't talk to him anymore because he's so fucking tiresome. Like, there's actually a verse on the Lupe album which is basically dissing Kanye, and I think it's like, we won't write your raps anymore. I think it's probably because you're such an asshole. So
Yeah. No, Lupe's actually a big Pete Davidson guy, so that was the reason.
I can see. I don't know. Yeah, Lupe strikes me as more of like a Monty Python type of guy.
Yeah, I know. I'm just that was a in poor taste.
I'm just not even. I'm not letting you have that. So I'm just.
That was in poor taste. I'm sorry, Lupe. Now here's one that just briefly, because we never talked about it, and it's not like a huge deal because it came and went, I guess. But the Drake album is number 20 in worst albums of the year on RYM. That's
Okay.
not the 20th worst album.
That's not fair.
That's not fair.
Honestly, when
Nevermind.
Dumped a whole big type of life on us. Originally, this was going to be an emergency podcast that covered the Drake album. The Drake album does not warrant an emergency podcast. Is that it's insubstantial.
Yeah,
that's the thing about the Drake album. It's ephemeral. It's honestly, I think it's a lot of decent songwriting, better than he's done in a while. I have had no real pullback to it, but I've also not. It's so much less cringy than Scorpion or why can't I remember the name of the pregnant lady album.
Certified, yeah.
Certified Mother Boy, yeah, that
one. True.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah, it's so much just less unappealing than those albums at the very least. Even if you don't like what he's doing on it. And like, I can see if you're really versed in the styles that he's blatantly stealing from. Like, let's not make any mistake here. He's absolutely wholesale stealing styles on this album.
I think it's like an open, like, I love this shit. I'm gonna do it. Yeah.
Brian De Palma coming up. Like, I mean, I can't believe I just said this. Is Brian De Palma coming up with shit? No. Is Drake? No. Is Drake the rap Brian De Palma? Probably not. But,
no, probably not. He doesn't have. De Palma is one of my favorite filmmakers. He has tons of classics, but
Drake is absolutely not the rap Brian De Palma. Yeah. That was.
Now that would be hilarious though if like the next Drake record was like a body double concept album.
I'd settle for Snake Eyes.
Hell yeah, dude. I rewatched Snake Eyes
give me it.
A month and a half ago. I rewatched Snake Eyes. The first 20 minutes still some of the best shit you'll ever see.
That's like, I mean, the rest of it doesn't hold up, even though like you got Sinise and Cage going kind of full tilt. So, but
yeah, Snake Eyes is dope. I would take a Snake Eyes from Drake.
I'm not going to ride this analogy all the way because I don't think it holds, but I think the initial thesis is like, it's just people who are just really big fans of a style who don't really have their own ideas.
100%. That's been Drake.
People though, like I think De Palma on his own is charismatic. Drake on his own is charismatic, but they're not like original.
I would say that's fair. I think it's less egregious, to use a word, in De Palma's case. I mean, obviously, I know we're not doing a one-to-one analogy, but I just mean like in filmmaking, it's like also incredibly hard to like not evoke other films from decades past.
Yeah, but I think in rap it comes across a lot more when you do like someone else's flow the way Drake does, whereas in film you can do someone else's shot and only nerds are going to get that. Right.
Yeah, like all the the instrumentals are pretty tastefully done. He obviously listens, but at the same time, we talked about this off air. Our complaint with the album is like, why are you singing so much, dude? Just like let it breathe.
My complaint was the tough rap verses, actually. Like, he's singing so much. Like, I mean, my complaints were like, my primary complaint is that, well, he does like need to let the instrumentals breathe because he can't sing the parts he wants to sing. He should sing within his range. I think Frank's really good at that. Like, Frank also has a limited voice, so Frank won't oversing on stuff. He'll compose songs that are appropriate to his range and let the instrumental breathe, whereas Drake has a narcissistic need for everyone to hear his voice.
100%.
Part of a song. So that's why the outros on this are some of the best parts. And my other problem with it is there are 2 or 3 tough verses on here that are just like completely tonally inappropriate. And one of them's next to 21 Savage, which is like the best part of the album. And you doing a tough verse next to 21 Savage is just really going to embarrass you. Sorry. Like, you're not compare.
Poor location choice for.
I mean, that's just him trying to be like, he wanted to do like a You Only Live Once sequel on the last album with Ross and Wayne. He always like, he just wants to be his idols, contemporary or past. Like, he always wants to live up. I think that's why he has such a Kanye fixation.
Oh, good. No, good point. Good point. Yeah, I think
he's a narcissist and he's insecure. Like, that comes across in his lyrics, just like Kanye.
No doubt. No doubt.
Kanye are honest about it. I mean, they're both insufferable, but at least Kanye is more honest about it. Drake is just like trying to put on this like more in a defensive, manipulative way, sort of relatable persona just because he wants to fuck women. I mean, Kanye wants to fuck you, but it's gross when Kanye says it because Kanye is more forthright because he puts the fucking tracks next to the. He segregates the fucking tracks from the tracks where he's talking about his mental illness, whereas Drake's tracks about wanting to fuck you are evidence of his mental illness.
Bars. Good breakdown. Actually, that's a succinct way of saying it. I was gonna ask, I guess, because the Drake album wouldn't fall into that category. Do we have like disappointments? I know we kind of talked off mic about.
I don't consider the Drake album a disappointment. I actually consider the Drake album. I mean, I shit on Drake a while there, as is
a pleasant, not disaster. Yeah,
I expected the worst, especially given the title, and the concept of it. But I mean, it was sold as an album full of passion fruit, and it's certainly not that. But
no.
I guess a little off message for the pod, but the Spoon album disappointed me a little bit.
Oh, I never heard. I knew it came out. I didn't get around to hearing it.
Yeah, I mean, the second half of it's better than the first. It's not bad, but it disappointed me a little bit. Much smoother transition from what we were talking about. The Pusha album is good, but it ain't
right.
Really.
That's a classic. Like, it's good, and I'm just never gonna listen to it again.
I haven't listened to it since it came out, and I really don't see myself listening to it again. Which I can't even say for like his mixtapes that are like throwaway projects. I've listened to those more than once. I've not listened to this album since it came out.
Yeah. No desire to go back to it. I think another one that fits that, we kind of did this in the Kendrick episode.
Denzel.
I'm not seeing it with the Denzel. I tried, and I'm not seeing it.
I wanted to also, like, one of the things I was going to transition into from this was the Joey album, because I assumed the Joey album will be like the same shit. I didn't listen to it, but I assume the Joey album is the same shit.
Right.
It's a Joey album in 2022 produced by Dazegxd, so I assume.
Yeah. I'm getting 2011 vibes,
Really, yeah, like, even disappointments wise, I didn't get disappointed by too much stuff. But those albums, I enjoyed the Spoon album. I enjoyed the Pusha album. I did not like Kanye threatening his estranged family. That was not cool. Like, get fucking help. But
the one that I was withholding, and we never talked about this on air.
Really?
I was gonna say, is the Charli record, is that a disappointment? I wouldn't say it disappointed me, because I knew what it was.
Yeah, I call it a disappointment, because like, I think she just the bare minimum there ultimately, because I listened to it and I'm like, these are good pop songs. I never listened to any of them again.
Right.
Like, she made good pop songs.
Right.
After how I'm feeling now, I mean, I guess she's under no obligation to do whatever, but I'm sure label shit, whatever. But XCX World, like, I listened to that a bunch, and I have no desire to come back to any of this stuff, and not because it's bad. So I call it a disappointment. Certainly not bad, but
yeah, it's like there are a bunch of like most of the songs are like, yeah, this is like a 7 out of 10 song. And there's like, oh, it's another 7 out of 10 song. And there's like, oh, here's a really good one. Here's like an 8 out of 10 song. Oh, here's a 7 out of 10 song. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I feel.
Like, reveal itself to me. I don't know. Like, she's a great pop craftsman. Like, she's like Bob Pollard in that way. And we'll talk about him later.
Right.
But because, like, she knows how to craft an incredible hook. And maybe one day I'll wake up with some of these hooks in my head. But I can't remember the names of the fucking songs, unfortunately. So that's not a good sign.
No, really
Comment box. Great argument for getting rid of the fucking comment boxes. Terrible fucking box. All Charli comment boxes are terrible.
That's very true. I don't even want to look. So
other. Yeah. Yeah, as far as disappointments go, I'm really just like scanning.
Right.
Can't really find too many.
No,
Surprise. What do you got for surprises?
Yeah, I think that's a good transition. Let me actually bring up all my. Oh yeah, so you know what? I think this counts as a surprise, and I know I'm not even like as big of a fan as a lot of other people on the site. I actually cared about Animal Collective album in 2022. Like it was good, and I liked it.
One of my absolute favorites. I've lived with this album. I love this album. I have struggled to review it because I have so much to say about it. I adore this album. It's maybe my favorite album they've done.
It's definitely a dope album. Like, is it in your list? Do we have to wait? Is it in your list?
I mean, I guess we can talk about it now because no better time. Because I think about one of the things I was going to say at the end is that this could double as a year-end episode. Like, one of the theses I had for the episode was so fucking pretentious. Is that this, like, years where everything fucking sucks, I think art doubles down to react to that and at least being good. Maybe not like to comment on it, although in that way as well, but to just like people something to have as comfort. And I'm sure we'll yell about other like why the year sucks later. But I think that like if you look at 2020 pandemic, 2016, just great things all around.
Right.
2012 is like I don't know why I think 2012. I can't think of like I'm off the top of my head. I'm sure people who live next to me would think of something that was really bad that happened that year. But shout out to Big Dogg. But
there's always shit. It feels like
I mean, I think that like also even years like if you want to be like a dumb numerology type person, I feel like for some weird reason even years seem to give us good music. And my whole big point was that this could double as a year-end episode with the level of music we had this year. So my end episode could be like a top 5 for the year, given how much I have. So I was going to put Animal Collective in that, but I can talk about it now. And the singles were big enough, and then it leaked in shit quality, and I enjoyed it enough there, but then it leaked in great quality, like, lossless, and I appreciated that much more because Animal Collective is one of those bands who just shoves everything into their sound and their production. So if you really appreciate their type of music, you can, like, something with a lossless quality, like, second most pretentious thing I've said in the past 5 minutes, like, when you have it in lossless, you hear all of the nuances they put into their sound. But that actually makes a difference. But what I will say is that if you even heard, like, it's such a good album that if you heard the shit leak, it has character that you would want to listen to that too.
I think at their best, I mean, this is a easy thing to say, but at their best, their music is very like lush, very warm and inviting, but also being dense, but not kind of like overbearing in that denseness. So, and this was a really good summer record, even though it came out in February, which I didn't listen to it at the time when it came out. So, or no, I think I heard it within a few weeks after it came out, but ultimately I went back and revisited and I was like, this is a good album. Like, I haven't cared to listen to Animal Collective in so long, many years, but
I feel like they had their fall off period was one studio album, and then they've kind of spent time like coming up with studio albums that were like texturally appealing but not fully formed in a song sense. And that kind of marries what they've been doing texturally with things that were their songwriting qualities that were really appealing on Merriweather. If I had to sell it to somebody who's only been like a Fairweather, Merriweather type fan.
Right.
I'm somebody who is not super sold on some of the albums that really fans love, like Feels. Although I love songs on those albums, I think that they weren't consistent. I think this is consistent. It's like, what, 9 songs? Every song on it fucking kills. Hooks on hooks on hooks. Like, really, I don't have a right to demand anything of anybody. But what I'd like to hear out of bands like this is just a bunch of hooks and something that resonates with me lyrically. And Animal Collective, for a long time, they were very abstract lyrically, but they were trying to convey universal sort of sentiments, and it really came across more abstract than universal for a while. I think they've really perfected that sort of approach on this album. Every song kind of hits me in the heart, and they also, through the songs, are constructed in a way where they have like several parts, and each part has a hook where instrumentally it's hitting you and also emotionally it's hitting you, and just feels very much like an album you live with. Fucking love this album. Fucking adore this album. Think it's the best thing they've ever done. Really got me through some hard rides to work. Fucking bravo. Really, like, not enough good things to say about this album. Like, top 5 for the year for sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a very strong case for it, and I'm sure that a lot of people, it's done well on the site, so I'm sure a lot of people have similar opinions about it as well. In terms of other surprises, I wouldn't say like that many. I will say that, again, on the topic of bands, like, I loved, what year is it? Bands I loved like 10 years ago that I never fall out of love with, but I just, I appreciate it, but don't really return to their stuff. Like, the Beach House album is really good. Like, really good.
That's really good. It's
like long as hell, but I don't really care.
I guess that's not really. I tried several times to re-listen to it for the podcast. Unfortunately, it's being long as hell made that kind of a detriment. Yeah. I kind of count this more as a detriment to my job, because every time I try and start to listen to something at my job gives me the benefit of listening to music, but the detriment of being surrounded by fucking helpless morons. So whenever I try and start listening to music, I have to stop listening to music because I have to help with their many problems. So unfortunately, I always try and start it from the beginning, and I never really get past the first EP version of it, which I've heard a bunch of times because of the way they chose to roll it out. But I think the way they chose to roll it out is smart, though, because it really does function in 4 parts. Like, if you actually listen to it all the way through, which I've been able to do a grand total of once, like, each part has its own tone to it, and it was much more of a conscious and logical rollout than something like the Kevin Abstract or Haley Williams from Paramore rollout, I think, where those felt more label was like, give us a hit. Because they thought, like, Brockhampton had hits and Paramore had hits, so your solo artist, do the damn thing, like, give us a hit. And they both had, more Haley than Kevin had, like, good albums that I think were given a disservice by hearing most of them beforehand. Whereas this, I think, actually, the way they chose to roll it out made sense with the structure of the album. But it's a very long album. It's a lot to take in one sitting. So I think that, honestly, you could pick and also the 4 parts are a little distinctly different, as much as any Beach House. Like, Beach House has its own sound. Like, they're like Mazzy. They're a little more tonally different, but they're kind of like Mazzy Star in that you listen to Beach House, like, there's no Beach House song that's too different from another Beach House song, if that makes sense.
100%. Yeah, they can definitely fall into a certain pocket that I think is comfortable once you're very familiar with their sound.
But I think they did it really well. Like, I think they're, like, remarkably good at what they do, and I think they've actually experimented a bit within that pocket as they've gone on. Like, they're working.
Yeah, the last, I would say, 3 albums or so, or however many it's been, have been some stylistic like departures and experiments and stuff in there. And not even that like they necessarily had to, but it was a welcome surprise that they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That like honestly, I think everything since teenage Depression Cherry. I think Depression Cherry was really when they started experimenting.
Yeah. So. I mean, Space Song is the perfect song. I'm gonna say about that, but great, yeah, really good album there. But yeah, Beach House. I mean, quality. You know what you're gonna get with Beach House.
On the same tip, I really like the new Death Cab single, Roman Candles. And the thing about Death Cab is I'm never going to have use for a Death Cab album. Like, he can do his thing, and it really gets on my nerves, but I really like that song. So, just throwing that out there. I really probably not going to listen to the whole album. Even Postal Service, and I know that this is going to be heresy to my generation who, I'm going Fred Durst. I'm talking shit about my Gigi generation right now. But yeah, like I cannot listen to Ben Gibbard for a whole album. Sorry, and this is a man who owns Conor Oberst CDs. Ben Gibbard's voice gets a little grating.
Damn.
But I really like that. Roman Candles by Death Cab. So.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. We didn't actually shit on the Denzel album. I want to backtrack and shit on that album. Denzel Curry stopped making Soulquarians albums. No one wants that.
Yeah. Or just like stop. Like, what is with the I have to prove myself as a high artist like Denzel? What are we doing? What happened to ULT? Like, what?
I mean, artists shouldn't do what I want them to do just because I want them to do it. But that album just felt really, I don't know, unsatisfying.
Yeah. I wanted to feel what other people were feeling, and I couldn't feel it.
But I feel like those other people aren't listening. I feel like, again, like, it felt like To Rent a Butterfly.
That's the fucking intro right there.
How do I do the intro 45 minutes?
No, we'll just. That's amazing. I've already got it down. No, but you're right. So yeah, and it's funny. It's usually we reserve shit like that for like people way less talented than Denzel.
Oh no, that's the thing. And I don't dislike this album. Again, like.
Right. It's fine.
It's fine. I mean, 𝕼𝕼𝐸𝐺 is a great song. The thing about 𝕼𝕼𝐸𝐺 is I remember when Horse posted that in the Discord, and I was like hyped for it because I'm like, okay, he's gonna do like angry shit over Flying Lotus Brain Theater type thing.
Right.
So all right, cool with that. And then I look at the album and it starts off and he's doing like mid shit over boring half Roots, half Kendrick Butterfly era, like. And then that's kind of where it was for half the album. There was some like novelty shit with what was it? T-Pain and Rico Nasty were on there. Yeah. And it felt like novelty shit too. Like I gotta have some shit that's gonna mean type thing.
Yeah. It wasn't. It just wasn't hitting. For me, it wasn't hitting at all. There's so much more, I think, like exciting rap music. Even in like a mainstream adjacent space that Denzel is, but if your conception of like,
I'm not listening again. It's like the Pusha album. Like the Pusha album has Brambleton on it, which I remember. Like I listened to that. I say the name like that was a good ass fucking song. I haven't listened to that song again. Like it's been too good of a year. Like.
Yeah, you can't like good albums are good, but like I'm sorry, like you gotta give me something special.
Album kind of disappointing on a level where it was like I feel like you're trying some prestige Oscar bait type shit.
So. Yeah, no, speak on it. I agree with you, and then it's part of I think there's an aura about like trying your hand at prestige that has been in a lot of not mainstream rap, but like adjacent mainstream, like people who are like, really their favorite artists are a couple of like Tyler adjacent people, and then like Denzel Curry, and then like Griselda. That's like that's their lane. You know what I mean?
I could say
And-
Griselda is disappointing for the year a little bit, just because the betting. Oh, Tana Talk 4 was disappointing for me, by the way. I did not like. I thought Tana Talk 4 was. I won't say whack, but like, I'm not going to listen to that again either.
I thought it was better than his last one, which was what the.
Again, he's just like putting out like sequels that are just like mid, like
because the one he did in 2021, the what you call it, of course I'm forgetting, the EP with Plugs I Met Too, right? I thought that was like an underwhelming sequel, and so I thought Ten Talk 4 was good. I thought it was better than that. Like I thought it was a quality project. I listened?
It was fine, but
I just haven't listened to it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the same sort of thing as the Denzel project. Like he starts it off with like a marathon J. Cole verse, and then like, why am I listening to this Griselda album getting a marathon J. Cole verse? Like, sorry.
No, I think you're right. Although I do think Conway came
out with some real good shit. The Conway Big Ghost album's real solid. I thought Conway's studio album was like really ambitious and emotional coming from them. Like I thought he touched on a lot of topics they don't normally touch on, and I think Conway is low-key the best rapper in the group. I mean, I don't think Westside's pretending to be the best rapper in the group.
No.
Oh yeah, by the way, retroactive worst of everything Al DeVito put out. Fuck you.
But
people $140 for your trash. You suck.
Jesus.
God damn it.
But to the point about Westside, like that mixtape that came out recently was like just okay. You know what I mean?
Fine. I'm probably not gonna listen to it again. Like, yeah, like.
But like at least like Hitler side B, whatever the fuck, like that was really good.
Yeah, it was a decent Hitler. Like, pretty good.
It was a decent Hitler. We've got To Rent a Butterfly and Decent Hitler. This is an unbelievable run we're on right now.
I mean, we stand a decent Hitler on this podcast.
West Side Gun's favorite movie is Jojo Rabbit. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. Anyway.
Hitler wouldn't be good at that.
I think Griselda reached a saturation point last year, and it's just continued. It's just that I like. Yeah.
But I listened to the Bladee I mean, the thing about Griselda is that I think I can say 18 more times, Patrick. That Westside is seeing it as more of a sort of project. Like he's trying to be much more far-seeing than somebody like Rizzo or Cameron was with Wu-Tang or Dipset, and build his brand with like, or maybe I don't know. The Baltimore Orioles, who never built their actually, the Baltimore Orioles are doing very well right now. That's now. So
they are. They were doing poorly, and then they had an amazing, last couple weeks for the All-Star break, and they're showing some signs. They got a lot of young talent. They're like a young process Sixers before they like Embiid really got good. You know what I mean?
Curse them like that, dude.
You're right.
Why you gotta tie everything to me? Like, first of all, tie it to me. It's gonna fail. But
they don't have a Ben Simmons on the team. That's
great. Yeah, they don't have Chris Davis to fucking They didn't do.
No, they don't though. The Orioles, they're fun. They're fun.
What's funny is that we're talking about like fucking failure people, and my wife is asking, like, we're watching The Sopranos again, and she's starting to ask about Artie because Artie's showing up on the show. Artie's doing great.
Nothing happens.
Nothing bad ever gonna happen to Artie.
God damn. That is so fucking funny. I guess. I mean, I don't have any other like surprises or disappointments. I mean, we can get to the list, I guess, if you want to do that. But I don't know what else you. Any takes you want to get off before we.
I mean, they'll come to me, I'm sure.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
At this point, I'm not looking at my fucking papers, so go ahead. Just
let's do it. Well, my number 10. Full disclosure.
List. I don't have a numbered list. Damn,
Yeah.
I I mean, I haven't.
Well, you know what? It's funny. It's not really ranked outside of like the top couple. I just put them in one of those like chart things so I could, organize. You know how it is. I'm a nerd. What are you gonna do? But like, what do you call it? And one of my like top 10 quote unquote was that friend zone comp, but that's not really.
No, it's really nice to have those in like instrumental form.
Yeah,
I listened to that once. I was surprised it came out, first of all, because it
very
seemed
surprised.
like shit real quick. Like when I saw it, I don't know. I don't know who has control of his estate. Their estate.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really nice to have those instrumentals, and
it's beautiful. Like it's just beautiful to listen to.
It really is. Like I miss him. I miss what he was doing. They were doing. I'm sorry. I know.
No, it's like it just takes you back to when you first heard like some of the actual songs, like instead of the songs. It just really, it's like it's a very cliche thing, but it's just honestly extremely transportive, and you're kind of just like in a cloud. So yeah, the friend zone, I guess it was like quote unquote in my top 10, but that's not really a this year thing. But I did want to just praise that because it's so.
I guess in the same sort of vein, I didn't have a list, but I'll mention it was Currency and Alchemist. What the fuck was the name of it?
I'm blanking the name, but that was a fantastic album. Shit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the name.
It was
let me look it up.
How really can professional podcasts operate?
Yeah.
By the way,
it's Continuance.
Continuance. I was going to say Reconversionalized, which is originally what they were going to call it 10 years ago when they wanted to come up with a Covert Coupe sequel, but they did not do a Covert Coupe sequel because they waited until they had something worth doing that was actually where in the headspace that they were at. And this is the first thing Currency has done in a few years that I think that non-Currency like obsessives would really like, I think.
Totally agree.
Yeah, Boldy's verse on No Yeast is my favorite thing Boldy has ever done by far.
Unbelievable. One of the best verses of the year.
And just the whole thing is just ridiculously smooth. I can't recommend it highly enough. No pun intended, although obviously with every Currency project it really helps if you know. But
yeah.
So yeah,
fantastic. Yeah,
1,000 more times on this podcast. But
yeah. I love the Larry June song too. Toward the end.
Oh yeah, I think that Spit did a really good job, just kind of slotting Larry June in where Wiz used to be. Oh yeah, I didn't listen to it. You did. For Disappointments, Pierre and Juicy.
Oh yeah. I thought you were gonna go with something from Wait. No, that is the Disappointment for sure.
Yeah, I kept meaning to get to it. It was I had a Spotify playlist of stuff to do for homework for the show. It never happened because my job just beat me to death. I never had a chance to. But I wanted to get to it because I honestly have a bigger forgiveness for Pierre as a rapper than most. But I've heard so much.
Oh no, me too. I love Pierre's rapping. I
like every Life of Pierre entry. Like I think they're all chill. Like I think Pierre 4 and 5 are great. So legitimately good albums.
Yeah.
And I think before that are totally good. Like chill.
Yeah, this is the most mid Pierre project. Like even more than a lot of the ones with like, lesser known collaborators. I still find
probably had in my head to talk about when I was doing the crypto shit before, because doesn't Juicy have a line on this where he says he studies crypto like Bible study?
Yeah. There's a treat crypto like Bible study, something like that. He's talking about like
noted Bible scholar Juicy J.
Yeah. Blue Dream and Lean is actually about the Old Testament.
It's actually about Leviticus, yeah, like all
that
shit.
Right, exactly. Right. I reached out with my outstretched arm and gave you lean. That's
it's all about the shit you should not do. So there are many verses on that you should blank, but Juicy J can't. So that's why Leviticus 43, you should not fuck ratchet hoes, but Juicy J can't.
WWJJD. No, it's not. It's pretty mid. It's not great. He also has like some dumb metaverse line.
Collaboration. I just remember, I forget who said it. It was either like 𝕎𝔼𝔻𝕆𝕋𝕽𝕆𝕆𝕋 or Jazzy Julie in the comment box. Two good commenters, by the way. Who were talking. Somebody was like, "I hope we get that real Space Memphis shit on this," and somebody was like, "You're not going to get that," and you did not get that.
To use that title, yeah. To have that title, like, it should have been a fucking, like, Pierre producing. Like, I mean, Space Age Pimpin' is a slow jam, I get it, but, like...
And cover art is fucking tremendous. I love the cover art.
Yeah, it just should have been, like, a cool, laid-back, like, rap R&B vibes with Pierre, producing some beautiful beats. And, like, the beats are fine. It's fine. Like, Pierre's fine. But... I don't know. It was pretty. It was like kind of mailed in, which is disappointing because I don't think Juicy more so, but I don't really think Pierre really mailed stuff in like that. So it was tough. But it happens.
Yeah, I mean it's just unfortunate because that's a dream pairing that you get once in a lifetime, and then it was just like, yeah, we cashed a check here. So. But
I was gonna say something. I mean, an album that I guess we might as well talk about albums we really like without ordering them. But one that was relatively high up on my estimation, the Young Kayo album, which one of the I guess with all the YSL stuff, all the bad YSL stuff this year from a personal perspective and from a news perspective, to get a great.
They're doing pretty good, right? Like, nothing bad.
Oh, nothing bad happened. They're definitely not.
They're like not under investigation by the feds or anything.
Wow, nothing bad's gonna happen for
Better
sure.
their fucking time than investigate rappers. Like, fucking kidding me? But
yeah, no, I nothing else needs to be said about that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go on that one.
Yeah, no, it's not great. But one thing that was good with regards to YSL related stuff was, Young Kayo put out a debut album. I have been a fan of his. Last year, I became aware of him. He had an EP, Cause and Effect, that was really good, and the title track is one of the best, like, rage kind of songs from last year. Very, very good hook. And I just kind of fell into what he was doing. Album was pretty anticipated for me. Came really early in the year, really delivered. Obviously in the Discord we've joked about it, but one of the best songs is a song called Yeat with Yeat on it. So what are you gonna do? Of course I was gonna like that one, but there's a lot of great stuff. I mean, down one count, the intro song is beautiful. It's got a lot of lefter field stuff that I didn't really expect to be on it. It really showed a diversity in sound that I thought was pretty cool. I mean, you got like an Earth Eater feature on it. It's pretty cool. Toward the end, the songs get, a little slower. There's more vibes. So, yeah, it kind of has like a really cool diversity in sound while also just having some of the coolest beats and a very kind of wavy aesthetic, if that's a kind of a dumb way to say it, but that's kind of how I feel it. And blends a lot of different styles of rap that I'm into, so I like that one a lot.
That could have honestly just been my daughter babbling to me while she ate a block, for all I understood about what you said, but it sounds like it's cool.
Because what you're trying to say is I have the same level of like comprehension as your daughter.
No, I meant more that I have the same level of comprehension about rap that my daughter has of reality. So,
right. No, I got you. I got you.
But one thing that I hope you listened to, but you didn't, was 𝕎𝔼𝔻𝕆𝕋𝕍𝕆𝕋 by Wrecking Crew. Because I
saw you talking about it. Yeah.
About it, and I thought you would love it because it's all 90s fucking basketball references. All 90s references.
Yeah,
You would have fucked the album.
I do love that.
And this is ridiculous. I own it on CD because the 90s, because I live in the 90s, and I'm just retreating into my childhood because I'm a child. And I adore this album. I cannot say enough good things about it. Curly Castro just raps better than anybody else on the earth on every single track. I cannot say, like, the production on this album is remarkable too. Small Professor is only on 2 tracks. Everybody else, hard as fuck. I think August and On is on 1. Everybody else, I would have to go upstairs to consult the CD case. Because again, I live in the 90s, and unfortunately I'm not going to do that because I've already wasted enough radio time bitching about Anthony Fantano and other things that waste your time. But
you got Bruiser Wolf on there. I'm seeing.
Talks about having sex like he's putting army men together, which is just the funniest thing I've ever heard. And then he talks about making money like he's passing bills with British Parliament, and he is the funniest man alive. You need to listen to the album because there are so many 90s basketball references on it you will think are so fucking funny. Like, even if nothing else. Like, I know you're not like style of rap, but you will love all the 90s.
No, I'm already seeing there's a one of the titles is 3-Man Thief, which of course I know the reference to 3-Man. Yeah, like
Pennsylvania references on this will also hit different for you, I think.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
I think
no.
Driving in Pennsylvania on here, which will also hit different because fuck driving in this stupid state.
I've driven a lot in this state.
Yeah, like there's a reason I walked for 25 years, but
yeah. Also, it has a fantastic cover art. I looked it up.
Oh yeah,
a few minutes ago. Great cover art. Look, it's going on the wish list right now. I'm adding it tonight or tomorrow. Podcast listeners, there will be a reaction in my live log about it for sure.
Threat. I'm not going to belabor the point any further. This album is fucking fire. Diction loves it. Shout out to my neighbors throwing off fireworks because it's Saturday night and you live in Ephrata. And there's really nothing else to do when you live in Ephrata. Little Pennsylvania.
Yeah, a little geography lesson there. Diction doesn't know about that. Diction doesn't know about that, yeah.
Like, Ryan in your brain right there. That was some Ryan cadence right there.
Damn.
Sorry, that hurt. That hurt, didn't it?
Damn, I'm getting we leave for a few months and I'm just getting eviscerated tonight. Have you heard? We're just shooting the shit about records, and this is another one that was in my.
Like, that's the thing about this. Again, like, we don't review records because people are going to click on it because no one's clicking on this shit.
Right. For the point about the Midyear stuff,
we're talking about Wrecking Crew. What the fuck was it called? Occam's Blazer was Prem Rock from Wrecking Crew working with a live jazz band, and that's also excellent. Buy that. I bought it. Buy it. I buy a lot of shit on Bandcamp. My wife's mad at me. Buy more shit for my daughter, she says. I don't.
Well, I've been re-listening to some like jazz rap stuff lately, so I'll have to. I might actually be.
That Denzel Curry album, it's really good.
No, it was not inspired by the Denzel Curry album. Another thing that was in my top 10 that I definitely recommended you to listen to. I'm not sure if you did. This is one of the only things I can ever claim I recommended you to listen to, but was the Tony Shhnow record this year.
Yeah, I don't. You told me about that.
Right. No, and I think a couple of us.
Very strong recommendation. I don't even fucking remember you told me about it.
Damn, well, that's unfortunate. There was a time when I definitely did, but I also, it couldn't have been that strong. But it's a great album for listeners out there who are familiar with Tony Shhnow. It's not going to be anything like too different, but I also think it's like one of his strongest like solo projects, probably since the like 10K Duncan collaboration stuff, I would say, because it's a lot of like you get your ambient plug, Tony Shhnow ambient raps, which are definitely in there. You get your Sensei ATL beats and stuff like that. But there's also some real crazy variety in the features. You got OJ the Juice Man on there.
Sorry, what?
Here are the features for their album: OJ the Juice Man, Maddox, 𝕎𝔼𝔻𝕆𝕀𝕋𝔽𝕆ℝ𝕋, and Bear One Boss. What a
okay. You seem to know.
There are people that know that those four sound nothing alike, and they're all on the album.
Oh, they absolutely know. Oh yeah, let me put 𝕎𝔼𝔻𝕆𝕋 and Bear One Boss on the fucking album.
Yeah, and both songs are really good.
No,
and OJ sound. Oh, by the way,
because the same chick who was into Pretty Lights recommended me to him in like 10 years ago.
Interesting. OJ. By the way, what I was gonna say, OJ sounds great. Actually,
good to hear. So
I was a little worried.
Like he's rapping like new shit, not just like a pasted verse from like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I would say it sounds inspired enough. Like he does his thing. I was worried.
No, I meant literally like he's rapping like currently, not like they took a verse from 10 years ago.
Oh, no. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, yeah. That's all.
Yeah. Okay. It wasn't. They didn't find it in a closet somewhere.
Right.
Yeah. So and 𝕎𝔼𝔻𝕆𝕋 sounds great.
Sometimes they get a manager who sells their shit. So.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, especially with an artist like OJ, where they've been off the grid, for
grid.
I don't know if he has tattoos on his ribs though. I don't know if I can. I can't confirm nor deny that statement. But yeah.
Okay, we'll check that because I feel like I'm not going to say I remember you recommending it to me, but that feature list does have me interested. So
very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. So yeah, I'll definitely. Right. I've got another one in the.
Because I'm not anywhere near where my. Just keep going. Fuck it.
Oh sure. No, I mean another one that kind of a similar variety, in terms of probably the other plug album that I really liked from this year was the RealYungPhil record, Dr. Phil Vinci, which is kind of a really excellent East Coast.
This idea from Gucci again. Shout out to Sophia. Sophia ahead of her time, like Gucci ahead of his time with these terrible ass fucking titles, like Dr. Phil Vinci.
Well, but it's kind of an ongoing series because there was last year we had Dr. Phil. We had Dr. Phil because he's RealYungPhil, and so we had Dr. Phil, then we had Phil Vinci.
Okay.
And now we have Dr. Phil, so it's a hybrid, And Phil Vinci was a hybrid of, it was a him and a producer teaming up together. It was like a hybrid of their names. So that's that's my reasoning for it. But yeah, this is like a plug, New York sample drill record, and it has the first track is called Everything We Need, and yes, it does sample what you think it samples, and it does it in a cool way. The next track has a Tovlo sample from way back in the day. That's pretty cool. There's some other cool samples in here. There's a couple, probably two of my favorite songs of the year are on the tape. Sideways on Hittin' Different is a fantastic one. A lot of, unlike the last album, the features are mostly people that have worked with Phil or with Surf Gang affiliates. Basically, it was Polo Perks and Pasto Flaco and people that are kind of in the scene also, like ATL Smook, etc. So pretty familiar stuff, but a fantastic project. And the biggest recommendation I can give is that everybody that I follow on RYM who really cares about similar shit that I care about absolutely loves this project. So
all those people are 5 years ahead of you. So listen to literally all of them. I can't pronounce.
Yeah. And all the people that I follow are great people, very tapped in, and they love the project as well. So, you know.
Oh, you said tapped in. That reminded me of your Old Droog. So, just real quick, dump god check in. These fucking effort of people and their goddamn fireworks. God. Did not expect the features from effort of fireworks, assholes.
No, it's our own Funk Flex bombs.
It's like Jay-Z dissing Beanie Siegel over and over on Blueprint Freddy over and over.
Right.
But yeah, Droog. Mach came out with a bunch of EPs that were all pretty cool. The funniest thing to me is he came out with the most expensive one, was like $777, and the first track on it is him singing about how support is transactional.
Damn, that's cold.
Fucking shit. Like
that's a Gotham moment right there.
Fahim asked you to check it on a bunch of stuff.
Check it.
With him and Droog. Fahim has actually become a much better rapper, and all his projects are really good this year. Droog's projects are all really good this year, but the thing about Droog is that he is like performing like almost sarcastically a little under. Weird thing about Droog is that I think he's like writing like angrily under his level just to like show people he can write, if that makes sense. It's hard to say. And I think like any rapper, I've said this before on the podcast, is listening to this podcast to download it is your Old Droog. So downvote. I can't pronounce your name. I won't try to. But
damn.
I won't. He's downvoting it anyway. But all his projects are really good this year. Yod Wave is the best of them. Wolf of Wall Street 2 is really cool too. Warcry has incredible verses on it. Nicholas Craven has been on an incredible fucking run as producer, by the way. Him and that conductor guy, who by the way really needs gas. Like he's got a problem.
I heard that he has a problem.
But yeah, like I'm constantly hearing he has a problem. He needs some gas. Like his shit's out of gas. Like get some gas, dude. But
right.
Yeah.
It's too expensive for him nowadays. That's the problem. Yeah.
Thanks, Biden.
Right. See now you're about to get invited to your neighbors.
Exactly. I'm playing both sides on that.
Right. Exactly. Smart chestnut checkers. You know.
5D chess right now.
Oh my god. Damn.
I forgot what my initial artist was.
Just talking about how quality your
Lupe. Yeah. Drill music in Zion. We're living in Zion, aren't we?
living in the Zion.
I know. I've actually gained a real appreciation for how Lupe is written, because when I listen to his album, I put on some of his earlier shit, and he's like doing the smarty pants stuff, and it's not nearly as clever. And if you listen to his stuff next to Aesop, he's doing it way better than Aesop now. Like, I think that he writes in a way that he's been trying to his whole career now. And like, there are hooks on his stuff. I think that he did this thing where, because Lupe has always been extremely online in this kind of boomer way, but always extremely online. So he was like, I'm making music for Lupe Fiasco fans now. And
right.
While it was like, so he'd make like, I'm going to make weird, wordy verses with like shitty toilet water hooks for a while. And then all of a sudden it's like, I'm going to make songs with like dense themes and hooks that my friends make. And they're fucking great. Like on here, I can defend myself in court. This is sport. I'm Carrera. That will be stuck in your head for weeks, and it's great. Like Autobotto is great. Like the hooks on this are great, and the concepts on this will resonate with you. The more you think about them, they resonate with you. This album is fucking fantastic.
Yeah, Lupe is kind of an interesting artist in that I feel like his career has gone through multiple different evolutions from for the last 15 plus years now. So I haven't heard the full record. I heard a few songs that were super good. So I'm not like, I'm sure that I'm gonna.
15 minutes long.
I know, but I got sidetracked with something at the point. You're allowed to yell at me for that for sure. That's fair. In also fairness, it hasn't come out.
This man has made like as long as bad movies you've watched. Like, come on, like seriously.
That's no, you're right. There is no excuse. There is no excuse. Also, Diction like this one too, which I didn't know. So shout out to Diction's on a good run.
But Diction's been on a run of liking Lupe albums, so that means
right.
And he's not making shit with, I don't know, like, yeah. Continue.
I just think Lupe's career is kind of fascinating to me because I was kind of. There's definitely that run where it's like, I'm out on Lupe, and then he's kind of brought it back, and then he lost it again, and he brought it back again, and now that's where we are now. So I think it's pretty interesting to see that whole evolution. Also, I watched an episode of the there's a sneaker show by Soul Collector, Full Size Run, which I've definitely put in the Discord before. Lupe was a guest on it recently. He was a very entertaining, fun guest. So not as fun as Danny Brown, but still fun. So
I will check it because
he talks about how he really deserved a Nike collab for the fact that he made a song Kick Push and he never got a Nike collab, and I was like, yeah, I was like, yeah,
honestly, he does because that.
I was like, I never thought of it like that, Yeah, I agree. So
and
Nike dropped the bag.
Like has hooks that will stick in your head with concepts that you didn't think about in a way that, like, the thing about Lupe is that I think his thing has always been like, I'm gonna come up with sticky hooks that will make you think about shit, and when they don't work, it's preachy and thudding, but when they do work, it sticks in your head for months. And on this album, it's like it's like 8 out of 10 that. And what he does in the last song is amazing. He has the first verse is like, rappers die too much. That's it. That's the verse. And you're like, this motherfucker, what? Like, yeah. So
no, he's a phenomenal.
He is a phenomenal fucking writer, and I'm so glad he's been in the game for 20 years. I hope he's in it for 20 more. He's remarkable. I love this album. I think he made it in 3 fucking days. 3 fucking days. I believe him because.
Oh, he said he made it in 3 days.
3 days, yeah, 3 days. That's the whole thing about this. He made it in 3 days, and I honestly believe him. Like, rappers lie. I don't think he's lying about this.
Right.
So, yeah, I love this album. It's lived in my car for like 2 months now, at least a month at this point, and because of the way he crafted hooks on it, because of the songwriting quality of it, it stayed in my car, and even made me revisit previous albums and tapes he's made because it's so good.
Yeah. No, that's and Lupe, just as a rapper, I mean, outside the fact we just talked about, he's like, phenomenal writer, but he has been able to maintain control and command of like his flow and delivery. Like, it doesn't sound stale. It's pretty hard for that to happen when you're in the game for like 20 years, I
mean, and I feel like when it doesn't work, it sounds that way. Like when other people are telling him what to do and he acquiesces to that, as he uses that word on Bitch Bad, one of his worst songs. But when he has control over his own material, it sounds effortless. And here it sounds effortless, and it keeps having me coming back. So, wonderful fucking album. Really speaks to a lot of our current condition. I don't know if he's a comrade in terms of like economic sort of stuff, but I think he does speak to that a little bit, which is
I agree.
Asked. So even that, like, love this fucking album. Good shit.
Yeah, definitely another one that I have to play in full. No real excuse for me not to have heard it. Especially because good night and solid transition here. One thing that I have been listening to in recent months, for sure, really this whole year, has just been a lot of like Jersey Club like mixes and stuff like that. That usually, where they can kind of spread out into like half hour or more each. So there's definitely it's kind of like the one long song aspect of it. But yeah, like the one that I hesitate to even say it because you're just going to give me a big glare and like what you listened to. It was called what, but I got to shout out to the twerk.
Fucking say it, dude.
I got to rip the Band-Aid off and I got to shout out the Twerk Nation mix. Like I have to do it. Like
bad. That wasn't the worst.
I mean, I thought you were going to clown the titles, you know. the Twerk Nation mix is one of them, rather, because there were a few, but all of their stuff they just disbanded, actually, unfortunately. But a lot of different artists came together, made some great mixes. The one that really made some great songs and mixes. The one that I'm referring to is titled. It's a mega mix, and it's titled # We Do It For The Clout. Obviously, like, satire, but
ironic.
Yeah, it combines a bunch of different styles, mashup. If you listen to like Jersey Club, you kind of know what that similarity is. Really cool in that there's like a fusion of all this different like pop and rap music in a short little mix that's about like a half hour, and it manages to do a lot. So unfortunate that it got they disbanded, but I understand, they were all going their separate ways and doing their own thing. And Jersey Club, really exciting in the electronic music scene this year. I mean, lot of different stuff going on. There are people that are way, way, way more knowledgeable about this stuff than me that aren't even RYM. Like, you gotta leave RYM to find them, because I follow a couple. But
leave RYM, please.
Yeah.
The message of this show is leave RYM.
Seriously though, going outside, because this is. I mean, I don't live that far.
I'm on touch grass. Yeah, touch grass. Do that.
Because it's not just, obviously Jersey Club is a main thing, but also things like it's really popular in Baltimore too, this style of music. So there's like, if you go places,
whenever you talk about like popular Baltimore music, I think about the season of The Wire right before Snoop blows that guy's head off.
Oh, the season 4.
Right. Yeah. Oh, you like that go-go?
That's so funny. Wow, I haven't thought about this scene in a long time. I also love the one where she's buying the nail gun and the whole thing.
Yeah. This many?
Right.
Funny.
Right. Wait, you're telling me there's no kickback? Oh, that's say no more. Yeah. But no, great stuff.
I'm watching The Sopranos right now, and they just made a Pine Barrens reference, and I was like, don't say, put a pin in that. Don't say.
All we do is make prestige TV show references on the pod. And on my electronic music tip before I close out on that front, there was a lot of good stuff in terms of electronic stuff this year. I haven't heard a ton of it, but the Dazegxd project is something that I've liked a lot. People that I follow like a lot. My friends in real life that I talk about it with have liked it a lot. It's really great, like garage, two-step, deep house kind of hybrid. It's got a bunch of cool different features. They're kind of varied. And the Tell Me Delete Zeke edit is one of my favorite songs of the year for sure. Great project, and looking forward to their profile increasing, hopefully. So that's kind of on that front. Those were all things that those last couple things I named, if like I had to rank them, would have been like in just outside a top 10, back half top 10 type thing. So very strong. I listen to them a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess top of the year now we were going to go with.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a couple. I only have like a couple more to talk about. There's one that I think you're going to bring up that I haven't brought up because it's in my top 5. but I'm assuming. I mean, we did an episode about it. We did a whole episode together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Earl or Yeat? Earl?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's just get Earl out of the way because
Yeah.
we talked about a Earl episode, and you can go back and listen to that episode if you want to hear about it. I haven't listened to it too much since because I listened to it to death at the time, but yeah, Sick is one of my favorites. I think people who are saying he fell off on that are deluding themselves. I think that's Earl's at top form. Like, what kind of annoys me is that people who have constructed this narrative that Earl has fell off.
And it's like, why? Like, for what? Like,
Yeah,
you know, I don't hear it.
Narrative, and it has annoyed me, and I feel like maybe I should respond to it, but like, have you listened to the fucking album? Like, no, it's not as good as some rap songs, yes, but very few albums are.
Right. Yeah, we're setting an almost impossibly high bar for you to live up to by doing that, and that's like, I'm sure that
10. I have it as 10 on our. I have it as 10 out on RYM, 5 out of 5 on the RYM scale, and I would keep it there. And you've heard our episode. I would not take back a single thing I said on that episode. I think Earl's writing at a remarkably high level, rapping at a remarkably high level on that album. So
he's the 1-2 punch of Vision and Tabula Rasa and Lie's right after that, right? Oh yeah, the three in a row. Yeah, like, the three that trifecta of songs might be my favorite run on any record this year. It's definitely up there. It's one of my favorite runs on any album this year.
Who's he rapping with on Tabula Rasa?
Oh, I forgot. It's some apparently
they don't do shit.
We can't talk about one of them. We're not allowed.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So yeah. I can't fathom this discussion where Earl has fallen off. Like, unless you want something else out of him that happened 10 years ago. That's the only thing I can really.
It's like you guys aren't gonna get Doris again.
You guys aren't going to get Bizarre and/or Bizarre again out of Violent J and Shaggy 2 Dope. So stop trying. I have to speak to our core audience. So.
They're not gonna get the bizarre double combo. Wow. That was a bad day. That day.
That was really after the call.
Oh God.
Ever forget the day. Fuck you, Wyatt. Fuck you, Wyatt. I will remind him of that on as many episodes as I can.
Hey, the things that you do for the art, the art of the podcast.
Suffer for the podcast. Yeah. I suffer for those Spotify likes. Sorry, Neil Young. But
yeah, no question. Suffering for the YouTube comments out there. Did you want to do Crest now? Because it's up for me.
Once, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
I was only made aware. I'm a really bad drainer. I forgot it happened. I only listened to it once because I forgot it happened. I listened to it yesterday. This is a great pop album. This is a fantastic summer pop album. This is top 5 drain for sure.
It's just.
It's so beautiful. It is like the hooks are shimmering. I fucking love this shit.
And it has such a great tone.
It plays to all of Echo's strengths, first of all.
Oh yeah, I mean that's just this is about as big of a wheelhouse as for Echo since obviously their album came out. Years ago.
Way more versatile than Echo, but this was like an album catered to Echo, what he can do for sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean,
love this album.
The flag is raised. Is it?
I'm giving it. I think I give it an 8 right now, but that was a qualified 8. It's probably gonna be a 9 if I have it stuck in my head as I do right now. Again, I listened to it yesterday. I think it's gorgeous. It's just Also, the White Armor instrumental album has like either sub or floating around to 3 on RYM. Fuck y'all. Like, fuck you. Like, what do you expect a White Armor instrumental album to sound like?
Right. We were disappointed.
Like,
it's like the songs sound good.
That is bullshit. That is a bullshit ass rating. I am really disappointed. Like, some niche ass bitching right now, but still, like, come on.
I'm disappointed in the people that are disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
levels of disappointment right now.
It also the drain Crest.
On not being able to focus in class, but still.
Crest also has a song that's been out for years, but is a favorite in the Drain community. Girls Just Want to Have Fun, which is a very beautiful and kind of sad, but also uplifting sounding song.
Well, it's a testament to how they can take like 80s cheeseball shit and recontextualize it.
Oh yeah, and it's very like the way that they interplay on that song is super, super well done. I mean, I've listened to that song a ton of times.
I didn't realize when I listened to it the first time until like 2.5 minutes in that they were taking a real cheeseball standard and just like playing it straight laced. But they have a real gift for that. Like, it's just like the cultural difference or something. I don't know. But they'll take like American, like we play this the 7th inning stretch type shit and recontextualize it really straight laced, and it sounds completely different and beautiful.
The way that like they say, like the way that in the hook when they're like, you know, you can't hold on to ghosts or whatever, the hook, like the way that line is delivered is super beautiful and really kind of hard to distinguish at first. So once you actually look it up and realize what it is, it becomes like that much more effective.
Here's a challenge for you. Put that over the fucking Dipset girls. Put that over.
That is a collision of interests.
I mean, make it happen. Like, come on. I'm challenging. We got like people who, you know, we got likes. Interest. That was my Hannibal Buress voice right there. Like, you know, I got interests. I got places to go. I got tenants to.
Okay, I was gonna make the joke. I got. You know, I'm a superintendent. You know.
All right, best of the year. We got to wrap this up.
Okay, well, real quick before we do best of the year, because I have a feeling I know what yours is. So it's not mine, but it's very close. I mean, this is self-explanatory. I did a whole episode on the album. Yeat Too Alive is my favorite record of the year. Who cares? Everybody knows that. They listen to the episode. Like, cool. But my favorite, like, breaking out in huge quotes, because nobody listens to this person except like a couple people on RYM. But I'm the album At the Four by Ame, which is a great new like young artist in the emerging regalia, you know, plug scene, which I'm gonna do an episode in the next few months, hopefully with someone who is super qualified to talk about that. But all of their singles and that album have been on repeat all summer. My friends and I, who I interact with actually outside in the wild, who are into the similar stuff as I am, they love it too. So
we need a video drop for moments like these.
We do. Like, you know, a touch grass drop, but it's like me actually touching grass with human beings.
With like Bob Ross superimposed over it, with like his smiling face, like touching paint.
Reading books. But yeah, I'm a great artist. If you follow my logs, I've been talking this guy up for a long time, since last year. So great new artist. Mostly only singles and like EPs to go off of, but I'm sure projects will be released, and you know, loving their stuff. But Yeat, you guys know how I feel about Yeat, so not much else to say. Did a whole episode. I think I know what your number one is, and it's very high on my list too. So go.
All right. Well, my number one is, I mean, first of all, real quick, shout out to Vic Spencer, Small Pro, put out Mudslides. Incredible fucking album. Two people that have been overlooked for far too long collaborating. Like, not my favorite album of the year, but incredible work. Just funny as shit. Just two people who are just copacetic as hell, just putting together a funny fucking album. What is not a funny fucking album is my number one album of the year, which is Billy Woods and Preservation Ethiops, which starts with the most depressing song I've heard all year. Jesus goddamn Christ, this song made me so sad.
The first time I heard...
Shout out to Billy Woods for the most depressing song I've ever heard in my life.
The Billy Woods album...
Song you know.
The Billy Woods album is remarkable.
It is. Shout out to Billy Woods, best writer in rap right now. No contest.
I mean, there's just so much going on the album. But
on a writing level, no one's fucking with him. Also, shout out to 𝕼𝔻𝔻𝕆𝕀𝕋𝔽𝕆ℝ𝕋, his partner in Arm & Hammer, with Bessie. I told Bessie about his mother, which, unlike Donda 2, is actually about his fucking mother. Donda 2, not about Kanye West's mother.
Crucially.
Not even a little bit.
And it costs, what, $250 or something to listen to it or something?
Prices to buy that shit. So, yeah. But, yeah, Bessie told me, I told Bessie, I keep getting that fucked up. Very good album, but Billy Woods and Preservation Ethiops, best album of the year. It's very hard to listen to. It's a rough fucking listen. I'm just not going to lie to you. But it's an essential listen. It's hard. It's amazing. It beats the shit out of you, dude. It's so good.
I mean, I think this is is it the best Billy Woods project? It's top.
No, that's the thing about it, is that I think Billy has written.
I think I like Brass more, but this is still amazing.
Brass, Dour Candy, and their Arm & Hammer projects I like more. This one is so... I've listened to it 3 times in full. I listened to it today in full, and it's still... I have this problem with To Pimp a Butterfly. Like, there are certain projects where it's like, it just hits you over the head. And I don't think he's hit it. I have this problem with Mr. Morale, too. Like, but I don't think he's doing it in the same way. I think he's more deft with it. I think he's better with it. But he's still just clubbing the shit out of you because, spoiler alert, white people are fucking trash.
You could say the worst.
We are just goddamn horrible. Fucking just. If you're white, you can't listen to this podcast.
This podcast will be hosted by nobody.
Zach, you can come in. You will dub all the lines for the podcast like a 1980s anime.
It's
going to be like a real weird reverse situation after this fact. This album is like, it's hard. It's a hard listen, but it's great. It's just the sort of thing where it's like one of those albums where you just feel like shit about yourself after listening to it. I don't know what to say. Like, I feel like shit about myself after I listen to this album. I felt the same way with Hiding Places.
And it's like, I deserve it, you know?
It's like when your girlfriend or wife tells you all the bad things you've done in your life, and you're like, yeah.
You just kind of have to, like...
Your point being?
Yeah. You got to just come to grips with it.
Gotta hold that L, right?
I was going to... the Bladee song, again, with Bladee, another great feature.
Bladee has, like, stepped up his game 10,000 notches this year, by the way.
Especially compared to, what...
I mean, he's a good artist, like somebody who I'd never really checked for a whole lot. By the way, Bladee and Real Bad Men album, outstanding. I don't think I really gave it its fair due. I'd put it in surprises, I guess, because I've never checked for a Bladee project. I listened to it today. I only had one listen on it, but outstanding. Listen to it. Continue.
No, I agree. And also the one, there was, oh no, that was the only, I'm thinking of the one last year that I liked, but no, that was last year. So got my chronology mixed up. Great record, that Bladee album. But the song with Bladee on it, like the way that Billy could be on a track with anyone and have it stylistically still fit perfectly is like a real gift, you know. I don't think enough great artists get credit for that because it's not something that's like sexy to talk about. But I think that's a really not underrated but underappreciated aspect of making a great song and a great album.
Well, the thing about it is, I was trying to think about this when I forget whose album I was listening to, but it's like a lot of people make albums and they'll like make tracks where it's like I'm going to condition it to my feature, and I don't think you need to do that with Billy because he'll step on your track and he'll make it his, just in his own way. And actually, I think this metaphor got away from me because I think at this point Billy's too mad. Actually,
well, and in some ways, do you think that as hard as it was to listen to the album, it's kind of like listening to the album a release of sorts from how mad? Because this album is just like it's simulating just being mad at reality.
Yeah. Like I feel like he articulates what I want to say so much better than I could. And that's the worst possible word I could use, by the way. So fuck me. But, you know, yeah, like I feel like he says what I want to say so much better than I ever could.
Yeah. And that's like something that, if anything, I feel like he's gotten better and better and better at. And unfortunately, that might be, I mean, obviously some of that is definitely like, you know, artistic development or what have you, but some of that is also probably how the world is just where it is right now. Because every day I wake up.
On this episode because I thought about our New Year's episode where it was so colored by me looking at my daughter and her sick bed and looking out the window on New Year's Eve and whatever. It's like, no, this world is fucked, dude. We're like, our decisions about what we do with women are made by 6 unelected clerics in robes who are making us into a fucking white ethno state. Fuck this. Fuck this shit. Fuck Doug Mastriano. Fuck all this shit. We need this fucking album. Point blank. Fucking period. If you don't like it, fuck you.
And you definitely can't listen to this podcast.
Oh, fuck you. You go fucking waterboard yourself in a goddamn toilet. What's your number one album of the year?
We should ask the
yeah, Wyatt, was that a good transition?
Oh God.
Fuck Doug Mastriano.
Loud and clear. I'm with you. Some of the worst commercials you'll ever see in your life too. Also.
Goddamn Christo fascist motherfucker.
This is the part when I say, so Patrick, what did you think about the Aethiop's album cover? I thought it was really beautiful.
I actually thought it was excellent, and I think that Billy Woods is saying what we need to say about the society, which is we need to cut the throats of people like Doug fucking Mastriano.
No question. Right.
Shout out to user Too Broke to Care with his list about wealth inequality and reading Marxist literature about how we need to cut the throats of people like Doug Mastriano.
Dude, that was a sick fucking list amongst many of them.
Shout out Christian, we love you. Keep fighting.
Keep fighting. Fighting the good fight. I see him on social media too.
How much I hate where I live, by the way. Like, I mean, I think Wyatt does because Wyatt lives arguably in a worse place. Fuck talking about piano.
And living just in the bass of that, you know.
Yeah. I can't yell it hard enough. What is your number one album of the year? So just this episode is not just me yelling that over and over.
That's I'm gonna title this episode that, actually.
Please.
Yeah.
By the way,
I might. I really might.
No.
Yeah, one thing before I talk, I mean, I said this right before I threw it to you about Billy Woods, just because I didn't want to drone on about another Yeat album, but I guess that would be my number one if I had a number one. Billy Woods was close. Crest was close. The Earl record was close. The Summers album was really close. So those were kind of like overall my favorites. Friend Zone doesn't really count because it's not 2021, but
Right.
But you know, Friend Zone is spiritually it's earlier. There's just been a lot of great shit overall. The Currency, that was in my long list. Thankfully, you brought it up because I was worried I forget. Some like other shit was in my long list. The Conway, a bunch of like EPs, which might not really count. A non-rap album, the Hatchie album. Have you heard that one?
No.
It's like a dream pop ish record. It's really good. You know me, I'm not really checking. I'm not checking for that sort of stuff usually. So when I hear something that's really good, like I'll definitely vouch for that. So it's called "Giving the World Away." Really, really good album. What was one of the singles on it that was super good? Of course, I'm forgetting the name. Quicksand. Yeah, Quicksand. That was one of the better pop songs I've heard all year. So that was one I would recommend. But I think we pretty much talked about all the ones that were high on my list. There's been so much music that like Cities of V put out a really good record.
Yeah. That's top 5 for me. Yeah.
Like the Wheelin' record was really good. That, I mean, instead of doing like, hip hop stuff, he just made like a fucking, post punk, not post punk, but like, kind of a new age, like New Order ish album, which was a very interesting direction turn, but a welcome one. A lot of cool stuff, like I was saying, in like that new scene on SoundCloud I've been following, the Regalia scene, which hopefully we'll do an episode later this year on. Doo-Wop Kane, you mentioned not hearing it. One of Doo-Wop Kane's best projects. So I would recommend it very highly. If we're just throwing out shit to recommend for the listeners, like Doo-Wop Kane, one of his best projects, came out recently. Why am I forgetting the name? I'm very unhelpful right now. I'm forgetting the names of all these. It was fucking not a Dog's Influence. It was Faith Like Esther. Faith Like Esther, yeah. It's cool cover art too. So yeah, Doo-Wop Kane, a lot of cool stuff. I mean, the Weeknd album was really good, for a mainstream.
That's do it once, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, the Weeknd album was really good. Kind of ventured into this like disco, not disco, but kind of sort of disco 70s type direction, and with some morbid stuff under there. Yeah, no, it was good. A lot of good stuff. Wyatt loves. I mean, shout out to Wyatt. Loves big Cartier God fan. Cartier God had a great year with multiple projects, including a dance album. So, that was another electronic adjacent thing that was good. There's a lot of good music, man. Like, you're not gonna hear us talk bad about a lot of music.
Right. I mean, I feel like half the episode was us shitting on stuff, but that's really not what we're about. We are really trying to point people towards better things, ultimately. So,
and that's why we do. That's why we do.
Don't want to be too much of a shill because he has sent me a lot of stuff. But Brian Granger, Milieu, Kappas Halifax put out a bunch of stuff this year. The Flower to Disappear, one of the best electronic records this year. Check him out, Milieu Music, Bandcamp.com. One of the best electronic music. I really don't want to be too much of a shill because he has like sent me things, so I don't want to be like paid. But outstanding electronic music. So check him out, MilieuMusic.com.
It'll be like those YouTube videos where there's a little disclaimer. This video has paid advertising, like in it. There's like a little in the video description. This video has paid advertising. That's what we'll put in there.
It's just like one of those really like unenthusiastic paid ads for like DraftKings or something.
Oh, one of those like that. See, that is one thing that is unfortunate now, where it's just like you get a lot of like half-assed stuff.
Can't wait till we're sponsored by DraftKings, right? Oh, that would be really hard for you, wouldn't it?
Oh, it would. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, that would be hard.
That would be a real conflict of interests.
That would be. I should absolutely not be sponsored by a book, but I will take anyone's money if they're giving it away, right? That's
Sandler emoji. Yeah. All right, what's your goddamn best album of the half year? Just say it, dude.
I think if you made me choose one, I would choose the Yeat record still, but the Billy Woods album is bearing down. And Crest. But I'll take the Yeat record.
Crest is, like, honestly, if I listen to Crest more, dude, like, I heard Crest yesterday at Cresterday, and I would, like, it's that good. It's really fucking good. Like, I guess I'm so drained, but, like, that's a good-ass record. That really hit me hard. But Woods is perfect.
Yeah,
Woods, Woods, Earl, Crest, Lupe, probably top 5.
Damn, that's a good one. It's a solid ass
We
top
had a
5.
good ass year because life's fucked. You're gonna need a lot of records.
A lot of records, and even though we're a little late on the episode, it's not like it's gonna change for the next like 5 months. It's still gonna be the same. The quality of music's going to remain very high, and things are going to remain very shit. So hopefully we'll get back into doing more Discog binges, so we don't just talk about how great it's been in a terrible year.
Hopefully, but I doubt that. World's fucked. You're going to need a lot of records. We're living off borrowed time. Our outro music, as always, is Stangnate Pace by Can Kick. Peace.
Later.
It ain't gonna never stop. 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 It ain't gonna never stop.
Time will tell. Time is yet to be conquered by man. But when the time is right, perhaps the greatest revelation of all time will dawn upon us.